Even in the brief days when he laughed, there's always something under the table, watching. Joy was never whole, only paused, like it was holding its breath until the next break. He didn't go to Japan to find himself. He went to escape the version of him that was falling apart. New city, new rules, new language. It felt like he had outpaced the damage. For a while, it was enough. Everything was foreign, so he didn't have to explain anything. No one asked where he'd been. No one cared what he spoke less. He became someone who didn't owe answers. But running is quite a workout. You only realize how much you packed when you sit down. And eventually, even the distance stops working. There's a kind of peace that feels fake if you're not used to it. He'd sit on clean cafes, order carefully, and take his time. No one stared, no one asked. But it wasn't comfort, it was detachment, wrapped in structure. Eating alone stopped feeling like freedom and started feeling like a default. The stillness wasn't healing, it was just easier than conflict. Some days, he thought he was better, but better isn't always whole. It just means the chaos is quite enough to be ignored. Politeness doesn't always mean closeness. People bowed, smiled, helped, but he felt further from them than the ones who judged him back home. He didn't miss home, but started to miss the version of him that wanted to try. Here, he could vanish with ease, blend in, stay on the edge of every group, be friendly, but never attached. They didn't push, and that gave him space. But space also leaves room for nothing to grow. Japan didn't hurt him, but it didn't save him either. It just made it easier to hide the damage under better lighting. Running doesn't erase the weight you carry, it only buys time. Japan, in this chapter, wasn't the cure, it was distance. And distance can feel like healing when what you're escaping finally falls out of sight. But distance is temporary. Sooner or later, the weight catches up. Psychology has a word for this: avoidance coping. It's when the mind deals with pain by outrunning it, changing scenery, routines, people. At first, it works. New streets, new rituals, new voices mean you don't have to explain what broke you. But avoidance is not resolution, it's camouflage. And the pain that sleeps under better lighting is still alive. History proves this pattern. Exile has always been a tool of survival, but also of illusion. Writers, warriors, thinkers. Many went abroad believing a change of country meant a change of self. Yet, when the crowd is gone and the noise is lowered, they find the same fracture waiting in the quiet. Japan was no different. Politeness without closeness, order without connection, space without growth. The lesson here is sharp. Peace can be fake. It can feel like stability when it's only the absence of conflict. Eating alone, walking unnoticed, blending into new patterns. That looks like control, but it's often just a pause, and pauses don't heal, they only delay. But delay has its uses. Distance creates perspective, To live in another culture, to detach from old world, gives you time to see your damage with new eyes. Japan didn't heal him, but it gave him structure, a container to hold the chaos until he was strong enough to face it. And this is where strategy comes in. Not every escape is weakness. Sometimes escape is a reconnaissance. Sometimes you leave not just to fix yourself, but to scout the terrain, to test how much weight you can carry before it breaks through again. So, here's the question. When you find peace in a place that isn't home, do you accept it as healing, or do you recognize it as a pause, a temporary shield, not a cure?